behalf of the Juvenile Justice Committee, thank you all so much for coming. I am Emily Haynes. I'm legal counsel with the Department of Education. My background is I advocated for years for children with disabilities, preschool through professional schools, and worked with CASA of Franklin County as well. And I wanted to tell you a little about the Juvenile Justice Committee. So we're made up of mental health professionals, academics, attorneys, educators, agency representatives, judges, and court administrative staff. We come from departments of Medicaid, Education, Department of Youth Services, Director Ast is here, the county courts of Franklin, Gallia, Madison, and Summit counties, cities, universities of OSU, Case Western, legal aid societies, Disability Rights Ohio, the Children's Law Center, the Ohio Children's Alliance, Advocating Opportunities, the Juvenile Justice Coalition, and mental health professionals, interested people in the private sector. Our charter is to help children and youth with mental health issues at all stages of interaction with the juvenile and criminal justice systems. We're particularly interested in being an interrupter, as Attorney General Yost said. We focus on diverting children and youth from coming into the juvenile justice system and helping them and their families already involved in the criminal justice system get the mental health services and supports they need. We've got 3 goals, which we try to stick to. Review the transition process for children and youth coming into the adult prison system, improve the RECLAIM program and focus on the full continuum of care for Ohio's children and youth, and explore best practices for crossover youth and children. So how do we do this? We bring presenters to talk about a wide range of topics that surround and support mental wellness. We dive into the underlying issues using the lens of racial and other economic inequities. They're at the core of the trauma that kids are experiencing. We have decided as a committee that we want to just not be trauma informed, but trauma competent. We've had presentations with the Franklin County Family and Children First Council. They gave us a phenomenal presentation on trauma, brain development, racial injustice, and adverse childhood experiences. Ohio Rise, who you'll hear about today, who is just absolutely phenomenal. You probably have heard of the Mobile Response and Stabilization Services. We had Case Western Reserve University talk to us about that model. It's a rapid mobile response and stabilization service for young people who are experiencing significant behavioral or emotional distress in their families. The purpose is to give them immediate care, give them some tools, and help them reach out to others, other entities, and get them stabilized, and then more supports. We've had OGGFS talk to us about Bridges, a program that supports Ohio's young adults emancipating from foster care. We've had our member of our committee, Gabriella Celeste from Case Western, talk about the Cleveland Division of Police Youth and Policing Standard that requires the police there to develop policies, training, and ongoing support to ensure that their officers understand how children and teenagers are developmentally less mature than adults and require age-appropriate and trauma-informed protection and care. And we've also talked with ODE, Senior Program Officer Colleen Grady, about the educational options for court-involved youth. Department of Education is working very hard to support our youth coming in and out of detention centers and DYS and keeping them from it. And we've got several things, and Betsy Hauk is here from the department for that. So we've identified several areas, because we can't do everything, that our committee can do to make a difference. Records transferal. We hear all the time that that is a huge problem. We're working from the court angle and also from the school angle to make sure that the records go with the child. Mental health training. We worked with the Education and Stigma Committee on some mental health training for court staff here in Franklin County, and developing best practices for our communities. We've worked with the former chair, our co-chair, Charlene Boland from the Office of Public Defense, and ODRC on a checklist for information needed for youth bound over for adult court. We're currently working on funding, distributing through RECLAIM funds, a mental health guidebook for all juvenile magistrates and judges. And finally, we're working on a bench card for courts to learn about interacting with youth with mental health concerns in front of them. We really welcome new members. We love it to have it as diverse as possible, and we want your thoughts about what we can be doing in the future. If you have a passion for helping children and youth with mental health needs, please come. I'll be right over here, and I'd love to take your information. Thank you.